When I think of More Than a Roof, I think of the story, The Prodigal Son, and never mind what you did in your past, you're always welcome to come home. Just come home, all is forgiven. Leonard Cohen once said that there's a crack in everything, and through this crack is where the light is. Lorne, you have a gift for looking for that light.
You said there's two things that people can't live without, and one is to be loved and accepted, and the other is to have meaning in life.
Our employees have started thinking so differently from the time they came into now, how they look at their work and they look at the impact that their work is creating.
I've learned so much about leading with humility, with servant attitude, and compassion.
You have taught me so much about more than, and not taking myself too seriously, but really taking the work that we do seriously. And I really appreciate that legacy, that culture of care that you've taught us all about and that you're leaving us with.
Consistently, since I started here, you've shown servant leadership and what it means to truly serve others and be a leader, and that really has impacted me.
You have been a wonderful mentor to me. I had to say that I am so glad that you were part of my journey at More Than a Roof.
I greatly appreciate the way that you put specific emphasis on mentoring others and providing leadership from the back, being a true servant leader.
Your leadership when government wanted to reduce the space for community activity in one of our projects, I was totally proud of being associated with MTR.
You may remember 20 plus years ago we were in Prince George dealing with the development of a project, but the neighbors came in, 250 strong, and they were pretty opinionated about not wanting that project to be built. And I remember you getting up on the stage and just spending your time to calm them down, and it was an amazing demonstration of who you are and what kind of leader you are.
One of the things I think about you is the saying you've said many times before is being fair-minded and kind-hearted, and you exemplify that in so many different ways. So being very, very tough, but also tender, just like Jesus.
You were always long-suffering with tenants. I remember you having to meet with this one lady who, well, I'll just say she had a short fuse and was ready to be evicted for a number of reasons, one of which I think might have even been that she had to set up a hair salon in her basement. You went in to talk to her and ended up in the barber chair, and she's snipping your hair with these sharp scissors, and you were a cool cucumber, and I think you were able to maintain the tenancy there.
You've shown an example of servant leadership and real humility.
You are the very definition of chill. You know, a person who is calm, but always in control. But beneath that calm exterior, we know that there's this fire and this passion to help the vulnerable and needy and provide affordable housing to those most in need.
The story I particularly want to talk about, Lorne, is how you showed me how someone can be driven by their faith to do good work. At the Church and Affordable Housing Conference, I ran into you there, and you wanted to introduce me to some of the folks that you've been working so closely with. And the way you introduced me was you said, I want you to meet Alice, my favorite atheist. And I was a little bit taken aback by that because I never really thought of myself as an atheist. I just remembered thinking that I wasn't sure about anything. And I said to you, it's not so much that I'm an atheist, it's that I need evidence. And you turned back to me and you said, Alice, that's why we call it faith. That's what I feel drove you. We all have our passions that drive us, and I'm thankful that you were there in my life.
For the last 2.5 years, it's just such an awesome ride with you, learning about leadership, learning about how to be a man of God and how to lead by example to other staff. Just thank you, huge thank you to you.
So I remember one time things were, I guess, particularly challenging, probably around an audit. You reminded me that I was there at MTR for a reason, and that you wanted me to not forget that.
We thank you for being our inspiration and support
all these years at 18th Street.
We will miss you. All the best on your next adventure and your so-called retirement.
You had the gift of forming good relationships with other people, and you had good relationships with our government agencies that financed our work.
You've been an innovator in the area of housing. You've brought a lot of leadership to our organization specifically, but you've also brought leadership to the greater organization of the BC Nonprofit Housing Organization, and also to the entire nonprofit sector.
As you sit back and reflect on your career, I hope you understand the kind of impact that you have brought to the sector in terms of changing people's lives and having a really meaningful impact on their housing situation.
You combine integrity, warmth, faith, and compassion. You deliver a marvelous product, and the housing world is better off for your presence.
You're someone that has always understood the value of what we're trying to do at BCMPHA, which is to build a sector out of hundreds of individual providers, and you're someone that's understood that from the very, very inception of our organization and helped to build it to what it is today.
One thing I remember was our work together on Kindred Place, and your being really open to housing some people in early stages of recovery from addictions really made a difference in those people's lives, and I think that's something that is a real legacy that I will certainly remember, and that made a real difference to those people.
You've been so professional and approachable, and you've always been great with the creativity for the residential program. I really appreciate all you've done here on the North Shore.
Just wanted to take this opportunity to wish you well on your retirement and congratulate you on all the good work that you've done for the sector, and wishing you health and happiness in the future years to come.
And I'd like to thank you for your initial partnership with us in developing our housing project and the gentle nudge you gave us to develop our own vision and capacity. And with the building opening in February, it reminded me of the part you played in that.
I really appreciate that you've been a builder in the past, like I am, and it's been a great connection point for us. And I've been able to watch how you apply that in a different field. I've really learned a lot from your leadership style. I've been watching as you lead this organization and make headway in the sector of affordable housing.
You are the one leader that influenced me so greatly in many areas of my life. I am very, very grateful for that influence that you made in my life.
You've always struck me as someone who tries out new things and moves forward, particularly, obviously, in housing. And I can imagine that now that you're retiring, you're probably going to be groundbreaking somewhere else.
Lauren, you go out there, you be aggressive, you whisk up some new ideas, and I want you to add some flavor to the world.
Lauren, I actually think your greatest quality from the moment I met you up until now has got to be your hair.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, what's up? What do you think about Lauren's hair?
It's the best hair in the company. Best hair in the game.
So true. Actually, in all seriousness though, I think we can all agree that you are a wonderful man of God, and we love your vision and the seeds that were planted with this organization. We're super blessed to be a part of the legacy that you leave, and we just wish you every blessing on your new journey.
Never get old. We get old, but never get old. I love you, Lauren. The values you instilled in us will be always in my mind. Thank you, and have a wonderful retirement.
One overriding memory I have, Lauren, of working with you on Kindred Place was your perseverance. It seemed that when the funding wasn't available, that you continually searched out different sources of funding. We touched bases every couple of weeks, and that went on for years until finally we received the funding for the project.
My most important memory with you was when we worked on the 20-year anniversary video for BCMPHA, and I learned a lot, and it was a very nice experience to work with you.
If I were to pick a word to describe you, Lauren, it would start with grace. It would go on to say that you are friendly, generous, kind, inclusive, funny. You welcomed us in 2009, and you just never stopped. You helped me in so many ways, and you set an example that I think is going to be really, really the best for future generations of More Than Roofers to come and try and fill your shoes.
I'm just thankful for the opportunity you gave me. My experience at Caris and at Kindred just touched my heart for the people that live here, and I just think about the success stories that have happened through the involvement at Kindred and Caris with the people that have come through the building, and you've just given me a heart for those people to come alongside them and help them out, and I want you to know that I'm not always a rock star, and I'm not always in a bad mood, and I really appreciate the opportunities that you've given me to find out what my purpose is. And I just wish you the best in your retirement, and you and Marg, and I can't say enough about my experience with MTR and what it's meant to me, and the connections I feel with people here.
Lauren, the word I have for you is you are a good man. I remember that 6 years ago I received a phone call from you pursuing the idea that we might be working together and that we partner together with Soul Kitchen and More Than a Roof. And sure enough, 6 years later, we're still together going strong. And I just want to thank you for that sensitivity of listening to the Holy Spirit and just to, give it a shot to someone who you don't know. So bless you and Margaret, all our love from myself and Louise.
I am so thankful for your vision and for your love of people, and that's why we have Kindred Place. And I'm grateful to be working here because most of my work is so God's driven. I remember the time you took Courtney and I to see the family sites, and I was so inspired by your knowledge and the love and joy that you showed when you talk about the building and the tenant.
You're humble and you're down to earth really impressed me. You do your best to work out Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 20, verses 27 to 28.
I just want to say you've been a real encouragement to me over the years. I not only see a strong leader, I love the way you treat people. It's inspired me the way you've made prayer central to More Than a Roof. I love your hello monthly updates. I know you take your time to do them. They're not just thrown together. They're packed full with all kinds of helpful insights on leadership, and the prayer requests become alive because of that. Thanks, Lord, for being just who you are and encouraging people like me to be better followers of Jesus and hopefully better leaders.
I just wanted to wish you well in your next journey. I thank you so much for the privilege and the honor of being able to work with you over the last 10 years. I thank you for all of the compassion and dedication that you have shown to providing safe housing and supports for those people struggling with substance use and mental health.
Something that I'll always remember about you, and it had a big impact in my life, is when you used to come and sign all those Christmas letters for the tenants. and you would pray for each and every one of them every time you signed. And that I'll always take with me because it's taught me to just pray for people and to be merciful and forgiving and just love people.
Probably without your help, I won't be able to be in this wonderful profession of helping clients, tenants, program participants who are struggling in addiction and mental health. I'll surely miss you, and I'll still be waiting for your emails once in a while. And thank you, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. I just want you to know how inspired I was by the Next Step match savings program that you offered. It really taught me how a relatively small program can totally change people's lives and help them accomplish things that they have wanted to do their whole lives. So I'm really hoping that I can work on that with you in the future and make something like that more available in the province.
What a beautiful job that you've been doing, and what a legacy, and serving the Lord and serving others in need. We experienced that, ourselves when we came from Ontario and had the opportunity to work for this beautiful and awesome organization, and we can experience and we can share part of your legacy to others, because you teach us, and we wish for you and your family the best, in the year to come, and may God bless you and your family.
I just want to thank you for opportunity. First, the opportunity of receiving a unit at Lake Park. Second, with the manager role there. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your prayers, going through the hard times. At Candela, 7 years down there working. Thank you for being there and all the support. Things that stand out for me is definitely the haircut, the oxygen tank for sure. Sticking your foot in the door and taking one for the team, that was a big one for me. So all the best to you and to Marg in your retirement. Enjoy your grandbabies, and may your nets be full.
When I think about you as a leader, I think your contribution has been really captured in King David's last words as a leader found in 1 Samuel 23. And he says this, "When one rules over men in righteousness, when he rules in the fear of God, he's like the light of morning at sunrise on a cloudless morning, like the brightness after rain that brings forth grass from the earth." And as your friend, I've watched you these many years lead your teams righteously in the reverence and the honor of God. And the result has really been that you have brought hope, just like that light of morning at sunrise. It's hope that says, hey, it's a new day. It's a do-over. It's an opportunity to walk with God in all that He's prepared for us to do. And your leadership has been like the brightness after rain in that it's produced the fruitfulness of lives that have been changed really forever. And I think eternity will only know the impact your leadership has had these past 30 years at More Than a Roof. So as you hand off the reins of leadership for MTR at a time of great health and strength in the organization, I really can't wait to see what this next season of Light at Sunrise looks for you as a leader and the things that God has prepared for you. So it's a privilege, Lauren, for me to call you my friend and lead on.
Lauren, it's so hard to know how to end off a video after hearing all these amazing memories that people have of you. One of the things I'm reminded of is just your love for story, and you do tell a great story with your life. And I just wanted to say thank you for the legacy that you've left.